Off the dribble, lobs it underneath for Ewan. Ewan with two hands throws it down. Acuff, he's in trouble. 4 to shoot. Lane guards him closely. Left side Brazil. 2 to shoot. 1 to shoot. Back to Acuff, and he makes it 3 with a shot clock. Winding down. 10 to shoot for the Razorbacks. Acuff hesitates, drives the left side. Basket goes in 1. Acuff made 6 straight. He's got 18 points. Arkansas has opened up a 17-point lead. Acuff's going to the foul line.
But look, I'm a little disappointed, and I'm not trying to put more on the kid. Why isn't he in the equation in the player of the year in the country? At the end of the game, the last 6 minutes, who did the most damage? Darius and Malik. So I want you to think about this. Here's a freshman that goes 1 for 12, and then at the end of the game has enough chutzpah to say, I'm winning this.
Live from the Busch Light Studios. Produced by Colton Little.
I have a pathological need for attention.
With Ty Richardson.
I love it when ladies don't wear pants to church.
And Tommy Kraft. See the skin, it's thick. It's weathered. This is the Morning Rush.
By the way, that was not something I said about the ladies wearing pants to church.
It
that
sounded
was
like your voice.
Text that we received on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, which is open all morning here at 877-377-6963. Prior to last night, did you know what chutzpah meant?
Yeah, a little moxie, little gumption, backbone.
I had to look it up. I know that's surprising that I didn't know it off the top of my head. Extreme audacity, nerve, gall, brazen, non-conformist,
resolve.
confidence.
Yeah.
Which is what you've consistently seen through Darius Acuff, who didn't play great for the first 30 minutes and then exploded down the stretch last night. I listened to Bucky McMillan, and you could tell he was frustrated. It's like, man, he just hit some tough shots, and he's hit tough shots all season. But the guys picked him up last night. You think about 4 of 11 last night, 7 of 19. By his standards, he had an okay game. Now, for college basketball standards, it's still a really good game. He also added 7 assists and 5 rebounds to go along with that as well. Arkansas gets closer to a higher March Madness seed. You take care of business with Texas A&M, who now you lead the all-time series 109-62 over the Aggies after last night's win.
All right, it's 9:03. It's the Morning Rush from the Busch Light Studios. Lewis Automotive Group hotline is open at 877-377-6963. You can listen on ESPN Arkansas, across Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, the Washitas, anywhere you go. Plus, you can take the Hit That Line Now app with you. It's powered by Taco Bell. Whether you're craving something cheesy, saucy, or crunchy, Taco Bell has you covered. There's a lot of ways to listen this morning as we unwind. What is now, when you look at the league standings, a big win last night. You got 3 games left. I think Arkansas has played their way into a position. Even if you lose Saturday, if you can win the 2 games next week, there's no way. I don't think you finish in the top 3. You can't finish in the top 3 of this league with those wins. I don't think there's any way mathematically it can be avoided. So you're in control of your own destiny in this league, at least in a big way. And last night was a big step towards that.
Yeah, you bring up the standings. So with Tennessee falling last night to Missouri, they're at 10-5. You're tied with Alabama. Alabama smashed Mississippi State. I was hoping they'd lose at home. But they're at 11-4 alongside you, and then Florida's ahead of you at 13-2. And we don't want to approach loser talk, which some of you may think, but I still think you're playing for second place. I don't think that Saturday is going to result in a win. I hope I'm wrong about that, but I definitely think you can beat Texas next Wednesday at 6, and I think you can go on the road and give Missouri as tough a battle as they've faced at home inside. It's not far. Whatever their arena's called.
So let's talk about that. Florida has a 2-game lead over the Razorbacks, right?
Yep.
And Alabama. Did I got that right?
Correct.
All right. So what would have to occur in order, what realistically would have to occur? Arkansas would have to beat Florida, number 1.
And then win the
tournament. Well, no. Then Florida would have to lose to Kentucky, and then you would be tied with Florida at the end of the regular season, and you would have the tiebreaker. That's the only path. I don't think anyone's playing for that. Would you like to win the game Saturday? Yes. Would it give you a chance to share a piece of the SEC title? Yes. You know what it'd do for you more than anything? Probably a seed line. That'd be a huge win to the committee. So I think you're playing more, in my opinion, to validate that you're a 4 seed to the committee than you are to be the 1 seed in the SEC tournament.
If you beat Florida and then win the SEC tournament, could you take Florida's seed in the tournament? Or do they get it?
I don't think so. They've had too good. I mean, their body of work's better.
The tiebreaker scenarios are like you said, the head-to-head competition, and then
You'd have to beat them.
Mm-hmm, and then the one-loss record of the two teams versus number 1 seed, like you said.
They close with Kentucky, right? So, I mean, I'm just looking at the most realistic path over these last 3 games. Arkansas has to win them all, beat Florida, and then hope Florida loses twice, which Kentucky would be the most likely other loss they would have. You would end up with a tied record with Florida, but the tiebreaker would go to you because of head-to-head.
And that's what Dan and Alma was asking about. So that's the best way we can portray it.
I don't think we worry about that. I don't think that's a scenario that's very likely. Not because Arkansas isn't good enough to beat Florida, but all the other things that go into that, which isn't a long list. But I think Saturday is a lot more, and we need to talk more about last night. I've gotten us off on a tangent. Saturday's more about seed.
Well,
but, last night's game, to me, it wasn't boring, but it just never had flow. And I know it was up and down, and there was a lot of transition points, but it just seemed like the game didn't have a lot of flow to it to me.
What did you want?
Huh? Flow.
How would you carry it?
Flow Sports.
No.
Yeah, he doesn't. I don't think anyone wants that. All right, so give me, I guess, dissect that a little more, because
It just seemed like every time the game would get going and you'd string together 2 or 3 trips and the ball would go out of bounds, or there'd be a foul, or something would occur that kept the game from having a flow to it. That's what I mean.
The Jumbotron with a pass.
I get what you're saying.
The game just had.
Hadn't seen that. Since
I thought the refs were fine. I didn't think there was anything egregious in that regard. I just thought the game itself, because of the tempo, just didn't. There's just going to be mistakes that occur. Acuff didn't have his best first half and maybe 30 minutes. Arkansas just couldn't find its rhythm, but it was still enough.
I think your flow is because Darius wasn't hitting shots.
Games, you just watch games. Games either have flow or they don't. Either the ball's going in the hole, and you look in the first half, A&M shot 44%, Arkansas shot 36%. That's the number one symptom of a game without flow. The ball's not going in the hole. That's what I'm talking about. When the ball goes in the hole, players don't foul, and the teams go up and down the court, and it's a lot of fun to watch. The game last night did not have that.
Jody and Harrison agrees with you. He said the game was odd, sloppy play by both
exactly.
teams. And the Razorbacks in the second half, there was a lot more pace, and you had some fouls, but especially
second half was a lot more entertaining.
Well, the Razorbacks shot 69%.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Flow. The game had flow to it.
Darren and Alma, we made only 4 3-pointers and still scored 99 points. I know Cal was talking about that last night. He was joking about, man, we didn't get to 100. But
Wagner can't buy a 3 this year.
Yeah, DJ's just not a great shooter. He does a lot of other things for you. He just hasn't found the 3 ball in college. But you know who has? Is Billy Richmond.
Kicks it to Richmond in the corner, and Billy buries a 3. Richmond made 2 Saturday. Hits his first attempt tonight, and it's 11-5.
I keep using the word efficiency with him, but until he doesn't have a game that's isn't efficient. I'm going to have to keep saying it. 8 of 13, 6 of 6 for the free throw line. Hit one of only 2 3-point attempts. Had a couple fouls that could cost him time on Saturday, so just got to get himself stop jumping at certain things. 3 assists, 2 steals, a block. He is so essential for this basketball team to get where they want to go. I'll tell you my favorite play of the game last night was it's about 12 minutes or so. And Arkansas had a lead at this point. And Cal's talked about Darius and Malik. It's like, you just got to get him to play defense. Well, you're starting to see an uptick in that. Malik had a steal or 2 last night, led the second half out of 1. But the play of the game was Darius getting in front of the passing lanes around half court, tips the ball. Billy beats both him and the Texas A&M player to the ball and goes in for an easy layup.
Brings it into the front court, dribbles at the logo. Acuff knocked it away, bats it into the back court. Richmond tracks it down and lays it in. What a play! Acuff batted it into the back court. Billy beat everybody to the basketball.
I thought there were several trips like that. I don't remember visually exactly that play, but where where Arkansas would go in. A&M did this some too, but be off balance, and they would get the ball up very high on the backboard with spin and get it down in the hole. Some unconventional shot making on several trips last night in that game that required, extreme touch. I mean, you're a player. Getting that ball up above the square and then enough spin on it to get down into the rim, that's not easy.
Do you say that mockingly or do you say that truthfully?
No, you're a player.
Okay. Thank you. You've
I
never
hear
actually
that.
seen me play basketball. It's not as bad as you would think.
I played with you, Ty.
Yeah,
You're
Christian
not-
can
you're not
vouch
bad.
for it. Thank you. Christian can vouch for it.
The Hall of
Honestly,
Fame's not calling for the game. Tex.
not at all. Let's see.
But do you agree? I mean, some of those shots, when you put it up above the square and get it to go
it's
in,
extremely difficult. Yeah.
and there were a few of those last night.
I think keep in mind the kid's 6'2". He's going up against posts that are 6'11", 7 foot, 7'1", and he gets by his guard, and then he has to, like you're saying, do some weird contort his body a certain way. He's a lot of times getting whacked when he goes to the rim. He's got a weird little fall away / floater that I don't know how he makes, especially when he's going to its left. It's one thing when you're going to the right and it's your dominant hand, but he is so good at balancing him. I'm talking about Darius Acuff, at balancing himself in the midair and finishing through contact. Had that and one last night. He's had several of them throughout the season. He is his core. We were joking about me doing Pilates the other day. I don't know what he does for his core, but he needs to keep on doing it. The other thing is, you mentioned this before the show, I don't know what they're doing conditioning and practice, but for an A&M team that played how many guys last night?
11.
Arkansas played 7. You ran them out of the gym last night.
That's what I'm
late,
saying. You beat them at their own game.
which is wild. And so whatever Coach Coleman and Martin and Bruiser Flynn, the rest of those guys have from a conditioning standpoint for our guys, it's working. Keep it up because you're only playing 7, and you ran guys out of the gym that were playing double digits last night.
APAC and Standard Materials Group is your number one source for top quality aggregates like rock, sand, gravel, and ready-mix concrete right here in Northwest Arkansas. Whether your project's a residential project that needs a driveway and sidewalks and some concrete around your home, they can handle those type of jobs, or large-scale commercial and industrial jobs as well. Talk to one of their pros. 479-587-3300 is the number. 587-3300 for APAC and Standard Materials Group. By the way, how was Pilates yesterday?
I did not do it yesterday. I played basketball last night.
So you've only been to Pilates once?
One time in my entire life.
So you don't really go to Pilates then?
No, I
You've
didn't
been
say
once.
I did. I've been one time.
Okay.
Never said
and
I
then,
did.
and then
I don't
have
think
you,
it's going
have
to be.
you quit?
I don't think it's going to be reoccurring. I think it's going to be something I'm glad I did. I understand the balance of it. I understand. My body felt great after. It felt like hell.
So why
in
wouldn't
the
you go
midst of it.
back?
Because it takes away from golf. It takes away from basketball. It takes away from various other activities.
But you said you felt great during it.
Yeah, and
why would you
I feel
deprive
that
yourself?
much better playing basketball or playing golf. It's just one is more beneficial, but I'm selfish towards my body, and I want to do the other two. Let's talk to William in Lafayette here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. William, good morning. Happy Thursday.
Good morning. How y'all gentlemen doing today?
Good, buddy.
Got a question for y'all. Does this game with Florida on Saturday have a similar feel to last year's game at Kentucky? But it feels that way to me. And I think the outcome's going to be the same, gentlemen. I understand Florida's
you're
front
right.
court, but I'll take my back court against anybody.
Well,
And them freshmen ain't doing nothing but getting better. And then one more thing. What number did Darren McFadden wear, if I'm not mistaken? It was number 5, right?
Yep. Every game.
Darius Acuff, where has worn every game this year. What number is that, Tommy?
That'd be number 5. Yeah, number 5.
We might need to do something about retiring this jersey. I want to hear y'all's thoughts on this Kentucky game. On this Florida game, because it feels a lot like that Kentucky game to me. A lot of people writing it off. A lot of people. I think we're gonna come out on top.
Here's what
I hope you're
here's,
right.
I hope you're right, William. Here's what I will say. If you're 4 of 17 from behind the 3-point line, you will get beat badly at Florida, because you're not going to dribble drive and have your way with Florida the way you've been getting by defenders, because they've just got other rim protectors. You better shoot the 3 a lot better than we saw last night.
And what did they do in Lexington last year? They shot the 3 really well, even though
it better be one of those nights. Kind of like one of Ty's days on the course. You better be making putts. Well, you better be making threes.
Yeah.
So when you're bombing those 30-foot putts in for birdie, That's the kind of night Arkansas better have Saturday. They better be bombing threes. I'd say you got to make a dozen threes in a game like this Saturday.
I probably agree with you.
To have a chance to win.
52 points in the paint for the Razorbacks last night. I would be floored, shocked, flabbergasted if they got that against the Gators.
One more adjective. Come on, give us one more adjective.
That's all I have. That's all I have. But I think
tripled down.
In terms of just the importance of this game, William, I last year Arkansas was not a tournament team, and they won that game, and you kind of felt a little stronger. That's what kind of galvanized fans around Cal. It's like, I don't know if he's really our head coach. Then he wins that game, and they're like, holy bleep, this is our head basketball coach. This year, you're going up against the best team in the SEC 2 days from now. You're going up against the best front court in college basketball in your weakest
top 10 team
area.
in America.
Yeah, in your weakest area, which is the center position. Now, Malik Ewan the last 2 games, he had 7 offensive rebounds yesterday. He's had double-digit performances the last 2 games. You need that. You're talking about threes. You also need Malik to play out of his mind. Nick Pringle, I think, put up a goose egg last night, unfortunately. He had 0 points. He had 1 rebound. 2 fouls, turnover. He's got to be Alabama-esque Nick Pringle, South Carolina-esque Nick Pringle. Because if those 2 guys, even if Arkansas is making threes, if you don't get production out of your center position come Saturday at 7:30, you're not going to beat this team. And again, it's not the end of the world if you lose. I don't expect them to win. I think a lot of Arkansas fans are both sides of the fence. Some of you don't think it's going to happen. Some of you do. I personally don't, because they're going to exploit the weakest part of your team, which is your center position. And I just don't know how you mitigate that. You can have single-digit turnovers. You can knock down threes. But I think Florida's going to be the team that dominates the paint come Saturday. And I don't want to get lost like
I'll
you
trade
said earlier.
threes for twos.
Yeah, I don't want to. But the offensive rebounds that hopefully, I hope you don't give up. But Florida's just so good in that area because they have so much height to deal with when it comes to Haug, Chinelu, Hangladen, Condon. I mean, it just keeps coming in waves.
Well.
It's similar to what Cal had at Kentucky, where he just had 7-footer after 7-footer after 7-footer. That's just what you have to deal with on Saturday.
All right, so you travel tomorrow, you play Saturday night. You get the benefit of this win last night, which, by the way, for Arkansas was win number 21 of the year. You've got an 11-win record, 11-4 in SEC play. And, I still don't think we sit back and recognize or appreciate where you're at 365 days later from where you were a year ago.
That's a good point.
Where you were a bubble team last year. You were a team that was 8-10 in your league, in a really good league. League's not as good this year, top to bottom, as it was a year ago. But man, you just fast forward from where you were last year to where you're at right now. It is an amazing leap from 1 year ago.
To go from, like I said, 8-10 to being tied for second place, and
with 3 games to go, you have an outside chance of winning the conference.
Yeah,
you got to get Alabama to lose. You got to get Florida to lose twice. You got to win them all. But you weren't even. We weren't even having. We were trying to figure out how to get into the double bye of the SEC tournament. How to be in the top 8.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we going to be in the field of 64? Well, you were a lot. Now you're a lock. You can lose the last 3, go to the SEC. You can lose the next 4 games and still be in the tournament, and probably be no worse than a 6 seed.
We were in Nashville this time last year, and that South Carolina game. Not that it was if you had lost, you would have been out. There was kind of some uneasiness. It was like, you better win this game, better be locked in, and you don't feel that way last year. And
who would have thought a freshman was going to be the straw that stirred the drink? A player we had never really discussed a year ago. That made, other than the recruitment aspect, would be the guy that carried the team on his back.
Mm-hmm. And
unbelievable.
So it's wild to see how good Michigan State and Michigan are this year, and you're just lucky you plucked them out of there. I mean, you're going up against the Hall of Famer Tom Izzo. East Lansing's not far at all from Detroit, and then and Dusty May's been spectacular in Ann Arbor. He got there late. He was at FAU, but it's also like Cal didn't exactly have a cakewalk to get this kid down to Arkansas. There was a lot of people vying for his services. Darius said something.
You think he'd do it over again?
No, I
think he's pretty happy.
I think he's you said. I don't know. Do we have Cole or Christian? Do we have that clip of Darius last night talking about just playing for his team? Not seeing it.
Yeah, Well, check the next page.
Okay, all right. Well, did you hear that last night?
In the Sports Center interview,
Yeah,
yes,
here
I
it
did.
is.
The team is more important, than myself. I want to win for them. I want to play with these guys on the court. So why not be out there with them? If I feel like I can play through something, I'm gonna play.
What it reminded me of, so AB a couple years ago, banged up throughout the season, just kept playing. Like it seemed like, and he's hobbling. You saw him at the end of the game. He had looked like he nicked his ankle a little bit.
It's not what he told Seth Greenberg.
Yeah, he's a tough kid. And we're happy.
When Seth Greenberg asked him on Sports Center about his ankle, I'm good. There ain't nothing wrong with my ankle. But clearly you could watch. He tweaked it a little bit. Now,
Malik Ewan
from
did
time to time we'll all roll our ankle a little bit. He's obviously got an issue there, but he'll be back in that walking boot, and I think he'll be just fine. All right, tomorrow we're going to be live at Arkansas Children's Northwest. It's our Give-a-thon. We'll be telling you more throughout this morning. You can go to hitthatline.com right now and click on the Give-a-thon link. It's presented by the Limbird Real Estate Group, Arkansas's #1 real estate team. Go to limbirdteam.com, and by Colorworks in Barling, and by River City Coatings in Van Buren. So go there now. It's Arkansas Children's Northwest, a great community partner and someone we really hope you have it in your heart to support. We'll be there tomorrow telling you all their stories here with the Morning Rush.
All right, when we come back, we got our Hog Update. Baseball team gets it done yesterday. 1-0 over Arkansas State. And hear from Dave Van Horn. Clubhouse is dealing with the flu right now, so that's kind of something he's got. We got that and more, including our Morning Rush Daily Question as we continue.
Just say, Alexa, play ESPN Arkansas.
ESPN Arkansas from TuneIn.
This is Vernon Green. You're listening to the Morning Rush.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Once people tried Taco Bell's new Lux value menu with 10 decadent items, all $3 less, including the new mini taco salad, an edible bowl filled with succulent seasoned beef and dressed with a lavish chipotle crema, they started expecting everything to be as Lux. You're wondering which is the mini taco salad for, aren't you? Taco Bell's new Lux value menu, 10 extravagant indulgences, all $3 or less.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for, only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com, RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH25 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Well, the game might be over, but the night usually isn't. You're still hanging out, still scrolling, still looking for something fun to do. That's usually where I end up on my bookie. I'll go from sports straight into the casino. Same account, same balance. What I like is it never feels quiet. There's always something happening. Cash drops, tournaments, live dealers. So you're not just playing, you're part of the action. Head to mybookie.ag now and use promo code HOGS, and you'll get a 300% deposit match up to $750, which gives you plenty to play with. Game night, late night, everything in between. MyBookie's always on.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. You yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At Mike Jr.'s Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call Mike Jr.'s Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
Mike Jr.'s Mo Wash. One call cleans it all.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
Their stride. Today we're celebrating 10 years of True Grit. Join us all year long for anniversary events, group runs, limited edition gear, and plenty of surprises as we kick off 2026. Whether you're chasing a finish line or just starting your journey, thank you for being part of our story. True Grit Running Company, 10 years strong, built by runners.
Are you tired of bulky, embarrassing dentures? At River Valley Smile Center, we offer fixed hybrid dentures, a permanent solution that looks and feels more natural than traditional dentures. They're secure, comfortable, and never come out. Most procedures can be completed right here in our office with sedation. No need for referrals. With state-of-the-art facilities, advanced techniques, and digital workflow, we provide the best possible outcomes. Financing is also available. Call us at River Valley Smile Center today at 479-646-0706 or visit us at rivervalleysmiles.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Gage Wood, no hits him. Allen has a wide open man. It's Childs. He's loose. He scores. Childs, please.
Well, Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
ARKNSAS.
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush.
2 strikeouts and reaching on an error today. Lefty versus lefty. They're deep all the way. Pitches high, chop to Souza. Waits for the second bounce. He gloves it. The throw gets him. This one belongs to the Razorbacks. A shutout, a one-hit shutout, 1-0 final score. James DeCramer, Steele Eves, and Parker Coyle combine in Arkansas's second one-hitter of the year, and they'll split this 2-game series with, I think that's a really good Arkansas State ball club.
You know, DeCramer came out there. He's sick as a dog. He's probably got the flu. That's why we pulled him. We should have pulled him an inning before. He just didn't look good. He was sweating, but he didn't want to come out. And he just kind of went up in the tunnel, was moaning and groaning. And, you know, we just let him go out and get that one hitter in the 4th. But he was not near done. We'd have let him go 5, 6, whatever.
That was Stevie H talking about. DeCramer also mentioned pitching staff stepping up yesterday. Had some guys you left on base, but the pitching staff came through and you walked away with the 1-0 win and split the series with Arkansas State.
Not pretty, but didn't get swept. And I think you've got to write these off just from the standpoint of, you know, you got a team battling the flu. What you got to do is keep the baseball players as far away from the basketball players as you can for the next few weeks. That's what we got to have done right now.
Yeah.
Flu and COVID and all that, it is running rampant right now. You notice Colton's not here today. He's got it running rampant. It's just we all know somebody, work or otherwise, and now, you know, our teams we follow, they've got it. So if you don't feel good, stay away from Darius Acuff. That's all I ask of you.
Here's DVH talking about it.
I had to rewrite the lineup. I thought coach was okay. They told me he's okay. Took pregame stuff, and then ground ball work early after stretch, and then we're getting ready to do the batting practice stuff, and he was done. So we sent him out, and I guess he's been sick since Sunday. I knew he wasn't feeling good yesterday. He stayed late, and they were looking at his throat and all kinds of stuff. And I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't play this weekend. I mean, he's awfully tough, but we'll just see. We're going to get him tested. He was negative yesterday, but who knows if he doesn't have it today. I mean, yeah, it's crazy. It's running through us.
Plenty of hand sanitizer, drink vitamin C, and like you said,
drink vitamin C, like orange juice.
Yeah, orange juice.
Just you could take vitamin C.
Yeah, take vitamin C. I don't like taking the pills. If I'm gonna if I'm gonna intake some type of vitamin C, it's gonna be orange juice. All right, so the baseball team wins. Basketball team last night again gets it done. You were talking about the Florida matchup. DJ Wagner, I'm paying Boogie Flan this Saturday.
It's going to be fun. That's my boy right there. So It's always fun to play against your boys and, your old teammates on the court. But, I mean, we both competitors, so we know what it is when we step on the court. I mean, I know he's going to come ready to play, and I feel like we're going to come ready to play as well. So, we excited.
The game of the year in the Southeastern Conference, I don't think that's a homer take on my part. College Game Day is there for a reason. It's the best team in the league versus the best player in the league. It's not going to be all on Darius to get this win on Saturday. And last night was a perfect indication of that. I mean, you nearly scored 100 points, and Darius didn't play great for 30 minutes offensively.
He scored 17 in the second half, picked his team up, and I don't know what it was when he came off the bench. I don't know if it was just a feel, a look. He wasn't really asked that directly. He was asked about the differences in his half, but he gave a good team answer. He wanted to win for his team and those things. We played the clip earlier. I'd just be interested in dissecting what was it about the feel, the way the rim looked, the ball felt, the defender. What was it in the first 30 minutes versus the last 10? Because when he came off the bench, I mean, he made like 4 in a row, and then it was on. So it's so much about confidence and feel.
Speaking about in a row, Arkansas at one point made 13 straight baskets last night. 13, and Darius, as you mentioned, was a part of those. That's wild. And this Texas A&M team, again, plays a style that is supposed to wear you down. And Darius was worn down a little bit. You could tell. He was passing the ball. He didn't want to bring the ball up at times. He was giving it to DJ or Billy or Malik to someone else. That's what it does when you press a point guard consistently. Ask Josh Hubbard. Ask some of the other guys that have had to play A&M. It wears you down a little bit. And I think that played into Darius. Again, he played 50 minutes last week in that Alabama game. Had a lot of minutes in the game that he logged against Missouri this weekend. So he was due for a down game at some point. You mentioned he's not Superman. He can't just have a spectacular performance. Yeah, we do. So it's just kind of peculiar and odd when he didn't play his, again, best shooting the ball. We need to characterize it. He didn't shoot the ball well, but he still very much impacted the game in other ways with assists, rebounds, and just being like when you have a guy like that.
You still don't win without him.
Yeah.
You don't win that game last night without him. So
he closed the game out. He just essentially said Billy started the game, and then Darius closed it out. Billy goes for 20-plus for 4 straight games. Got the dunk, got the 3.
The game had no flow. I mean, you just didn't have a lot of shots going in. There was 56 combined free throw attempts in this game. This was just kind of a sloppy, ugly, yucky game in a lot of ways.
That's what
it was played in the mud.
A&M wants to do that. They want to muck it up, and they were able to for a good chunk of that second half, and Arkansas weathered the storm like good teams do. And now you get Florida 2 days from now. Let's go.
All right, that's your Hog update this morning. Have you been to Joe's Grill and Canteen? I know you missed it when Wade brought food in. Have you tried their new hot salsa?
I have not, no.
You got to get to Joe's. They have got a new salsa that they've added to, they make the fresh daily salsa and they're crisp, thin chips that I love, but they have added a hot salsa. I know you like the spicy. You like the hot stuff. They've added a new hot salsa, plus they got some of that green stuff that I think has a really good flavor. You can try their new hot salsa. It is fire, and it's available right now at Joe's Grill and Cantina to start each and every meal. Don't forget Saturday, they'll have half-price apps and cheap taps during the game. Wear your Hog gear to get the discount, and you can enjoy Arkansas and Florida with your fellow Hog fans. That's at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street. Try some of that new hot salsa and one of your favorite cold beers on tap at a really good discount on Saturday. Half-price apps, cheap taps, Joe's Grill and Cantina for every Hog game in Fort Smith.
All right, when we come back, Morning Rush Daily question, more thoughts on Arkansas basketball. 11-4 in the league, 3 games to go. Big win against the Texas A&M Aggies last night.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
We had perfect people over here cooking mess out in the back barn behind the house.
You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
All right, you're all set with a coat and scarf. Bundling up?
Yeah, it's freezing out there.
Want to bundle up some wins?
Wins?
It's the $5 bundle from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. It's Powerball with Power Plate, Lotto, and a free natural state jackpot ticket, all for just $5.
Wait. 3 chances for 3 jackpots for $5? Bundle me up.
Ask for the $5 bundle today. Must be 18 or older to play. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for. Only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com. RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH25 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
To give you some perspective on those 39 across 12 different sports, our friends to the north at the University of Missouri have won 0 during that same time period.
This is The Morning Rush.
Take your tax refund the extra mile with a road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle at Rath Auto Resources. We've been working around the clock to beef up our inventory, and we're proud to say this is our best, largest selection of road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles ever. With so many to choose from, price to sell, and back-to-back comprehensive warranty, there's no reason to settle for less. Come see why your friends and neighbors voted us the River Valley's #1 pre-owned car dealer, and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Top CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
When you need tough and paint just isn't enough, check out River City Coatings in Van Buren. When it comes to your metals, paint can peel and crack over time. Whether it's your patio furniture, rims or trims on your automobile, or heavy equipment, no one has time for a redo. Powder coating provides the toughness you need. Preserve your investment with powder coating from River City Coatings. River City Coatings, certified John Deere, Caterpillar, ISO 9001, Packer, and UL provider of tough. River City Coatings, 471-7675 or online at rivercitycoatings.com.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Wave Rural Connect has some exciting news. Our service is now available in a brand new zone covering parts of Midland and Montreal. If you're along Highway 45, 252 or 253, or on Douglas Road or Slaytonville Road, you can get fast, reliable fiber internet today. Don't miss out. Visit waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Wave Rural Connect. Internet that works when you need it most.
Arkansas fans, get fired up at Joe's Grill and Cantina, your home for Tex-Mex and Arkansas Game Day. Catch Arkansas basketball games live on our big TV screens. And when you wear your Arkansas gear, score half-price apps and cheap taps. Enjoy complimentary chips and homemade salsa, fresh and made from scratch every day. Don't miss Joe's Mexican-inspired daily specials, fast, friendly service, and the best game day fun in town. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com.
Would a win on Saturday night at Florida move you to the 4-seed line with the NCAA Tournament Committee? That is the Morning Rush Daily Question. We saw their top 16, if you will, or the top 4 in each region come out last weekend. Arkansas was just on the outside of that, along with Alabama, following that double overtime thriller the two of those teams played. Ty, if you win Saturday, does that securely move you to the 4-seed line for the big dance?
Yeah, because Texas Tech's not going to beat Iowa State on Saturday. And if you got that win, it's the best win in the SEC outside of Auburn beating Florida and Gainesville. So, yeah.
Do we put too much into one game at this point? We forget about the entire body of work. We think one game is going to have that kind of impact.
No. You've got the head against Texas, head-to-head against – we're boxing it in to get inside the top 16. Again, thinking about the scenario of Tech probably going to lose in Ames, Iowa Saturday. Arkansas's – I don't think they're going to win, but let's under your scenario, if they do, then yes. And again, it's not like football where like you could have the biggest win of the season in conference, but for Arkansas, it would be the best win. This would outdo the win at Louisville at home, or it would outdo the Texas Tech in the neutral side against in Dallas. This would be the best win of their season. It would be really close to the NCAA tournament and SEC tournament against what we assume is going to be the conference champion regular season and probably the conference tournament champion.
As much as everybody praises Florida, all the announcers, they can't lose. They're the best team out there.
Well, they are pretty good.
Able to win. I mean, how can they? They would have to, give Arkansas a lot of credit for a win on the road in Florida. I mean,
well, but the question is, would it move you firmly onto the 4 line? 100%. You say yes. What do you say?
I do. I think winning big games at this time of the year, I think matters a lot more than winning the first week or two of the season. It's
the fact that you're even included, like the fact that they felt like they had to say, it's like, hey, you're not in the top 16, but you're right there, shows you how close you are. And again, I think it would be it'd be the best win of their season. It'd be one of the best wins in college basketball.
Well,
so, yeah. What do you think?
I think because you have the knowledge that the committee has you just on the outside, it does. But I think we all have to guard against the idea that one win or one loss right now is going to dramatically change the outcome of where you're at. With the tournament, you were talking about we need to move the conference tournament championship game up a day to Saturday. I really don't think unless you have a team that's not supposed to be there, get in. I don't think it changes anything. I think we overstate the value of one game at this point in the year. But I think Arkansas is right there on the doorstep of a 4-seed, and I think they really are lacking quality, a number of quality SEC conference wins at this point. This would obviously double check that box.
You've got road wins already in this league. You're, I guess, 4-3 which above 500, would you take? If you can get one of these next two in either Columbia and obviously you'd rather prefer the one in Gainesville, that would be really, really significant.
Because what's your best SEC win right now?
Is it Tennessee?
Yeah, Tennessee.
I mean, you're going back to the very first game of SEC play, and that's a team that's right now on the bubble to be the 4 seed in this league. I mean, all the other wins, Auburn, you beat them at home, lost on the road. They haven't held up. A&M's a good win last night, but they haven't held up to where they were early in the conference race.
So when you think about, you haven't
Vandy, yeah,
you get the opportunity to play the number 1 team. You lost to number 2, which they've got the head-to-head Alabama. You beat the number 4, which is Tennessee. You beat the number 5, 6, and 7, which is Texas A&M, Missouri, and Vanderbilt, and you lost to, I guess, 8, which is Kentucky.
But don't you really need to count quality as the other teams inside your top 4? 5.
Yeah,
I mean, once you
one.
get to 5, 6, 7, 8, I don't know that we're
yeah. Well, it's
we're
like
loosely defining quality.
So the top 4 is because you're in one. Is you've got 3 teams. You played one, you've won one, you've lost one, you've got another one this Saturday. So
and you don't have one thing you don't have is a high quality road win.
Cash and Mountain Home, kind of to your point, Christian, says, seems like a lot of people are acting like Florida's an unbeatable juggernaut. Acting like we can't go in there and win is insane. Stephen in Fort Smith, he feels like it wouldn't dramatically change things. It just cements our position as a 4 seed. Well, let me tell you, I don't want any business being on that 5 line. And we can talk about how good this team is. It's just, the data's there.
Superstition.
5 teams, well, no, it's data. It's proven year after year that the 5 teams lose, and so you don't want to be there. It's statistics. And so I don't want any part of that. I'd rather be a 6
you're a different team.
5.
You're a different team if you're a 5.
It is backed up with years and years of data about the 5 team losing. I know, like, you don't want to disqualify the numerous years of 5 teams losing and what teams end up on the 12 line, which a lot of times are underseeded.
So the early line is out on Bet Saracen for Saturday's game.
I bet it's big. I bet Florida's favored by like 8, 9.
Okay.
Probably.
8? What'd you say, 8?
I'm going to say 9.
9.5.
Yeah.
Arkansas's getting 9.5.
I'm going to be honest.
You could bet the Razorbacks straight up at plus 450.
I hate to be a negative Nancy on Thursday at 9:47, but I want someone to tell me why they think they can win on Saturday. And that's where most people are going to go, and that's fine. That's all well and dandy. But even the best college basketball performance we saw this season by him, we lost.
You can't get in foul trouble.
We lost. And I know, like you said, they were playing with Carter down and Isaiah down, but this idea, I don't see it. I hope I'm dead wrong, but I don't see how they beat Florida Saturday night.
Well, and I just received word from Birmingham. Doug Shows is going to one-man the game. Okay. He's just going to have one official. Doug Shows is going to stand at half court and call the whole game.
Now I'm really going to bet on Florida.
So you can get the lines. There's other prop bets, if you will, on the game. It's all at BetSaracen.com. That's your Morning Rush Daily Question. Is Arkansas playing for a 4 seed in the big dance on Saturday? It's brought to you by Cart Path Social.
Number 1 place for indoor golf in all of Arkansas is at Cart Path Social. You can check them out at cartpathsocial.com. It's always BYOB. 122 Grant Place in Lowell, 479-487-3622. Give Nate Gearhan, Christian Olsen a call for your next event. You can watch the Arkansas game Saturday night. March Madness coming up. March Invitational coming up for playing Augusta National. A lot of things going on always at Cart Path Social.
Did you watch much of the Florida-Texas game ahead of the Razorbacks last night?
Texas gave a run for their money, and then Florida just did what they do a lot of times.
Well, what happened there? Texas fights back to tie the game. I think it's 61, and then you get up and go get a cold beer out of the fridge, and you come back, and Florida's up 12. It's just like all of a sudden they flipped a switch late in the second half, and boom, the game was over after Texas had given them all they wanted to get back into that
you and I agreed earlier in the week, it's probably good that Texas loses.
I did. Yeah, I did not want Florida to lose that game.
You don't want the chomp on Saturday.
No.
Not that it's going to make a drastic difference, but if you said, hey, you got this scenario that could play out, I'm going to take the first one. I'm going to take Florida winning, and heading into this game on Saturday night. Gunner from West Helena, if Ewan and Billy play like they did last night, and Malik and Acuff can play like they did against Bama, and we stay out of foul trouble, this team has a chance of beating anybody. Eddie feels like that they could beat Florida on Saturday night because Missouri and Auburn have both beat them, so why can't we? Missouri beat them first game of the season in
First
Columbia.
game of conference play.
Yeah, in conference play in Columbia. And then Auburn beat them 2 or 3 weeks ago, and that was in Gainesville. So there's some truth to what you're saying there, Eddie.
Listen, they've won 8 straight now. The Gators have. They're getting to that point. How much longer do you want that string of consecutive wins riding? It's kind of like when do you get off the craps table? How many rolls before you say, all right, color me up, I'm out of here?
What's Florida's best win? Because they've had some pretty bad losses this year.
Yeah, but you look at who they played in their non-conference. Obviously, they only have 2 SEC losses. What are they, 21-7 or 20-7 now? They've lost like 7 games, but I mean,
UConn and
they lost to
Todd Golden intentionally scheduled
TCU this year.
Yes, it was that was a weird. The other non-conferences losses are like explainable because they're really good teams. The TCU,
I think they may have even played the Thunder. I think they played the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Speaking of the Thunder, did you see Jalen had 30, 11, and 4 last night? Isaiah had 19 points in a quarter the other day. They still lost because they didn't have anyone they were playing last night against the best team in the East, and I guess now the best team in the league in Detroit. But yeah, Jalen had a great game last night. Let's see. Mitchell and Fort Smith, what if we lose Saturday, then win our last 2 games and a couple in the SEC tournament? Could that be enough for a 4? Yes, I think so, Mitchell. Arkansas, again, while they're on the outside looking in, Texas Tech's not going to be there. Like, just write them off. Like, they don't have their best player. Toppin's done for the year. They're not going to be inside the top. What you're hoping happens is that Alabama loses in Knoxville on Saturday and not only knocks them off of the 2 line in the SEC, but also helps you kind of inch in because that's who you're vying for. Lenardi had something last night that they talked about on the broadcast with Dave O'Brien and Jimmy Dykes. It's like he has the setup. It's like the last 4 teams in and the last 4 buys. The last 4 buys are all SEC teams, which goes to show you, again,
I saw that.
And that's where a lot of teams, I think it was Texas, Auburn, A&M, maybe Missouri.
Yes.
Maybe was the other team.
Missouri was definitely in there.
So that's kind of where the SEC is right now. Arkansas is a lock. We know that. But you're basically battling Alabama for a 4 seed.
But what the league needs is those 4 teams you just mentioned to win some games down the stretch. And I don't know how many they're playing against each other, but they're not on the ice. They're not on the bubble, but they're next to the bubble, and they're on a little bit of thin ice with according to Lenardi. Question is, does this league get 9? Does it get 10? Does it get 11?
I tend to think it's going to split the difference and get 10. It's not getting 14 like it did last year, but 11 might be too many. 9's too little, so I'd probably go with 10 if I had to pick.
Well, March Madness is here in the Great American Conference. Some of the best Division II basketball you'll find in this part of the country and throughout NCAA Division II is coming to Fort Smith for their conference tournament. They were in Fort Smith last year at Fort Smith Southside High School. They're going to Fort Smith Northside this year. It's a great event. Some really great men's and women's basketball March 5th through the 8th. Get your tickets right now at greatamericanconference.com. You can see all the teams battle it out. The top 8 in the men's and the women's battle it out for the automatic berth into the NCAA Division II tournament. That's greatamericanconference.com to get your tickets. greatamericanconference.com.
We'll chat with our buddy Tom Murphy on the other side, get his thoughts on the baseball team, the basketball team, and more next.
Designed by Jason Christie, the Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait doesn't just bring the fight, it dominates. Choose from 3 blade options: Colorado for maximum thump, Willow for bright flash, and the one the pros won't talk about, the Oklahoma blade. Perfectly balanced for subtle vibration, multiple flash points, and unmatched versatility. The Oklahoma blade is your secret weapon for pressured waters. Precision engineering, tournament proven, and one mission: dominate. Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait, here for one thing.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanAR.com. or call 479-782-3936. The Fifth Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
All right, you're all set with a coat and scarf. Bundling up?
Yeah, it's freezing out there.
Want to bundle up some wins?
Wins?
It's the $5 bundle from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. It's Powerball with Power Play, Lotto, and a free natural state jackpot ticket, all for just $5.
Wait. 3 chances for 3 jackpots for $5? Bundle me up.
Ask for the $5 bundle today. Must be 18 or older to play. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for, only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com. RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH25 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
This is the Morning Rush.
Take your tax refund the extra mile with a road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle at Wrap Auto Resources. We've been working around the clock to beef up our inventory, and we're proud to say this is our best, largest selection of road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles ever. With so many to choose from, price to sell, and back-to-back comprehensive warranty, there's no reason to settle for less. Come see why your friends and neighbors voted us the River Valley's #1 pre-owned car dealer, and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Wrath. Wrath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith.
Taco Bell's new Lutz Value Menu has 10 extravagant indulgences, all $3 or less. As their official Lutzierge, I get a lot of questions about it from people who let the Lutz go to their heads. Like the ones who get the new mini taco salad in its crispy tortilla shell bowl and want to know if they should be eating it with a mini taco salad fork. Which, no. Just use the fork that comes in the bag. Don't let the Lutz go to your head. Try Taco Bell's new $3 or less Lutz Value Menu today. At participating Taco Bell stores while supplies last. Price of participation vary. Tax extra.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
COP CDL Academy is a licensed federal motor carrier safety administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about. A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Harry Robinson Salisal Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, looking at sunny skies with temperatures in the mid-60s across the north, a little bit more cloud cover, slight chance of showers to storm south, a high in the lower 70s. Later on tonight, clear to partly cloudy sky and overnight low to mid-40s, and Friday back to sunshine, a high in the low to mid-70s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by ColorWorks. Whether it's the weather or just life, call Andy at ColorWorks Paint and Body for all your auto body repairs. Big or small, old or new, they are the choice for auto body repair.
KERX Paris Fort Smith, broadcasting live from the Busch Light Studios. This is the Morning Rush.
So Brazil gets the follow, and now the Hawks turn them over. They pick up right where they left off. Thomas to the other end. Malik high off the glass. Head to Richmond. They beat the pressure. Billy down the lane. Lobs it for Ewan. A dunk from Malik. That's how you beat the press. Take up into the front court. Hard screen by Brazil. Left side. Thomas's three is good. Acup, top of the circle, takes AG off the dribble, lobs it underneath for Ewan. Ewan with two hands throws it down. Acup, he's in trouble, 4 to shoot. Lane guards it closely. Left side Brazil, 2 to shoot, 1 to shoot. Back to Acup, and he makes a 3 with a shot clock. Winding down, 10 to shoot for the Razorbacks. Acup hesitates, drives the left side, basket goes in 1. Acup's made 6 straight. He's got 18 points. Arkansas has opened up a 17-point lead. Makeup's going to the foul line.
Look, I'm a little disappointed, and I'm not trying to put more on the kid. Why isn't he in the equation in the player of the year in the country? At the end of the game, the last 6 minutes, who did the most damage? Darius and Malik. So I want you to think about this. Here's a freshman that goes 1 for 12, and then at the end of the game has enough chutzpah to say, I'm winning this.
Live from the Busch Light Studios. Produced by Colton Little.
I have a pathological need for attention.
With Ty Richardson.
I love it when ladies don't wear pants and skirts.
And Tommy Kraft.
See the skin, it's thick, it's weathered.
This is the Morning Rush.
All right, so that's one of the things we've yet to touch on, and we can do so in hour number 2 with our buddy Tom Murphy, who's going to join us momentarily. You heard Cal pushing for Darius Acup last night. He's going to win SEC Player of the Year. I think that's pretty much set in stone. We'll see what he does these last 3 games, but I think you're pretty safe to say. You may say it's premature, but I think that's going to happen. I just don't think he's going to outdo. I don't think he's going to end up beating Cameron Boozer out for that award. Duke's the best team in college basketball. You get the best player on the best team. That's typically how it goes. I think that's what's going to end up happening by the end of this year.
So you hate the Razorbacks then? You don't think Acup's going to win?
I don't think he's going to win. That doesn't mean I hate the Razorbacks. Just honest about what's probably in it.
What is up with, because I've had a couple of text groups do this. We've had a couple calls. What is up with all the Jimmy Dykes, the shade being thrown his way? I mean, he gives his opinion, tells the truth, and now all of a sudden he's a bad guy because it doesn't always agree with your team's position.
A homerish take.
He's supposed to be a homer because he lives here. I saw last night, and maybe it's just my phone, but I've seen this other places, and we've had a few texts here. Jimmy's one of the best in the country at what he does, and to get on Jimmy because he has a criticism of the way your team's playing or an honest opinion, to me, it's laughable.
Yeah, I know. We had me and Colton one day. You were gone. We spent a good 30 minutes on that. It was funny because you had people calling in from both sides, some that disliked Jimmy, some that liked Jimmy. Jimmy was kind of me when I was like 7, when I met him for the first time at Little Rock, and he's been chill with me now. I think he's down the middle. And what drives people nuts, like when he calls a Kentucky game, for example, and Arkansas is a part of it, and he's complimentary of a guy, let's say Otega Owe, who abused us in Bud Walton Arena earlier this season. His job as a color analyst is to tell you his opinion about how that kid's playing, and it rubbed people the wrong way. He can't just be complimentary of Darius or Malik or Malik Ewan. It's just he's not the Arkansas analyst. He's not Z. He is the ESPN analyst. There's a difference. And that's not a shot at Z. That's just his job description.
Yeah. All right, we'll get to Tom Murphy here in just a moment, who always calls it right down the line. That's what you can get from Tom. I want to tell you about Uncorked. They've got Dine Local Week going on through Saturday. Check this deal out, Ty. For $40 a head, you get an appetizer. You can do a side house salad or a side Caesar or tomato bisque. So you get to choose there. You get Wagyu meatballs and pasta or chicken and corn or their incredible seafood gumbo. And you get to choose a dessert, either the limoncello creme brulee, the flourless chocolate cake, or the peach cobbler. I would definitely go peach cobbler. All for $40 at Uncorked. I mean, that's a pretty good deal, so you can do that through Saturday. UncorkedTheFort.com is where you get to go and make those reservations. Man, that'd be some hard choices. I would go the Wagyu meatballs and pasta, the peach cobbler, and probably the Caesar salad there. Lots of great options, great drinks. They do stuff that you just don't find anywhere else because they have a bigger variety of wines, a bigger variety of beers on tap, and then they make some cocktails that are incredible as well. Whatever you can think of, or something you've seen on Instagram or TikTok, they can do that for you as well. Uncork the Fort, Phoenix Avenue. UncorkedTheFort.com is the website. Uncorked is on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's in Fort Smith. One of our favorite places to hang out. Come hang out with us at Uncorked in Fort Smith.
All right, let's ask Tom Murphy that question about the player of the year. Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Tom, I know you heard Cal talking about it last night on radio and post-game, but is that something Darius could do? Could you see him winding up as the player of the year? Or is that just Cameron Boozers to lose?
Morning, guys. Well, I mean, in the freshman of the year dialogue, certainly he should get some consideration, and I think he might be the favorite. But you got to think about the voting habits of longtime voters. I mean, Thomas Hawk at Florida is going to get some thought because of all the things he does, his three-point shooting prowess, rebounding, and so on. But then, yeah, Boozer, I mean, a big-time Duke player who gets as much hype as he does, who has the lineage that he does, he's going to get a lot of votes for the player of the year, freshman of the year, All-American. But I don't see any reason why Darius Acuff couldn't be a first-team All-American. He's had that type of impact. And then in a game, as Cal pointed out in what you played, a game that he was 1 for 10 at halftime. I think he misses his first two in the second half. But then down the stretch, when A&M has made a game of it, he takes over, basically. He does the same isolation-type stuff. Even one of the times when he has Zach Clements on him, 6'11", and he gets basically within about 12 feet and then shoots a little backup jumper and puts it in. Amazing kid, even with his ankle.
Yeah, he starts licking his chop when he gets switched onto a big man. I thought, so we played this clip earlier, him on Sports Center with Greenberg and two other ESPN employees, and he talked about like just wanting to play for his team and do that.
Trevor Seals and David Lloyd were there.
Just your thoughts on that and just how he's kind of, it hadn't been the majority of the season, but he's played through some pain these last few games, Tom.
Really, it's true. And you do wonder about, well, first of all, I think in this age where sometimes people might think players are jaded, they're getting paid so much that they maybe don't care whether they win or lose. You could take a guy like Darius Acuff and see that, winning and the pride you take from that and just the competitive nature, you can see it's a real thing with him. So I really like that about him. And I do wonder, you don't want him playing on kind of a bum ankle in the postseason, but you also want to get a top 4 seed for the SECs so he can miss 2 games in the tournament. And then let's say you try to rest him between now and the end of the season. Well, then if you fall out of the top 4, then you're jeopardizing your NCAA seed. It's a tough deal. I just think being smart with him is the answer, and I don't know what that means because you never know. The more time you're in a game, the more time you have of taking a hard pivot or taking a fall because he is going to drive to the rim a good amount. I don't think he drove to the rim and did his stuff quite as much as he normally does yesterday, but I think that's smart of him not to have so many high-impact landings.
Last weekend the tournament committee released their top 4 seeds in each region, and Arkansas and Alabama were just on the outside. One thing Arkansas is missing in conference play is a high-quality road win. We asked this question earlier in the show: Is Arkansas playing for a 4 seed on Saturday night at Florida? That would check that box of a high-quality conference road win. I think it would give them their best win of the year to this point. So if you win that game, does that firmly move you inside that top 16, Tom?
Well, I think that's true. I mean, not many people have beaten Florida. Certainly Auburn's the only one that's beat them at the O-Dome. So I think, you don't want to fall flat and lose at home to Texas, lose at Missouri. and then, don't do anything in the SEC tournament, then you're jeopardizing that. But I think for the moment, the snapshot, if they beat Florida, why wouldn't they be a top 16 team for seeding? I don't think there's a reason for them not to. And you say they don't have a quality road win, and that's true. I mean, they had a shot at Michigan State, and but their conference schedule is what it is. You can't change that. And even though the performances at Georgia and Auburn weren't great performances, they did take care of business and win these other SEC road games.
Yeah. Your best, we were talking about this earlier, your best SEC win this year may be Tennessee in the opener. You just stop and go through it. I mean, you nearly had one at Bama that would have trumped that, but right now, Tennessee's probably your best win in the, 15 SEC games.
Well, they're the highest. And, Vandy at home, I mean, they blew them out.
That's a good one, too. We talked about that one. Yeah,
but I agree with you. Tennessee and Vandy similar. They blew Vandy out. And Vandy, its net ranking, it's not going anywhere just because of their schedule. And so that's why I feel for teams like Missouri. The SEC did the scheduling right last year when they got all those teams, 14, in the tournament. And then the teams like Missouri that are kicking around in the 60s, they're on that fringe, but they've got some great wins. And I mean, I know they played Illinois, and they really got punched by Illinois. But maybe, I guess their pre-conference strength of schedule just doesn't stack up to what the rest of the SEC is, even though I didn't think Vanderbilt's was that tough either. So I don't exactly know all that's going on within that.
We're talking with Tom Murphy, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Tom, switching gears, baseball team gets a 1-0 victory over Arkansas State yesterday. I know Dave's dealing with the guys that are sick in the clubhouse with the flu, also leaving some guys on. Good pitching performance. Just thoughts on the last two games against the Red Wolves.
Yeah, yesterday was a great pitching performance. Steele Eves, Parker Coyle, and James DeCremer just all combined to, really kept a strong Arkansas State hitting team off balance for 9 innings, and it's hard to do. Now, with the wind blowing out in the first game Tuesday, the Arkansas State, man, they muscled up and got those 5 home runs. And, is it time to start worrying about a few positions in the batting order? I think so. We react game to game, but then you start seeing trends. And for instance, T.J. Pompey striking out too much. Yes, his defense has been good, but he's striking out too much. And then that means you've got 2 guys on the left side of your infield in Brumbaugh and Pompey whose bats aren't doing much. I think Kozel will be back. Obviously, he wasn't available yesterday. He'll be back. But the depth of the batting order is starting to become somewhat of a concern. I mean, where will they be when Damian Ruiz comes back? Zach Stewart's filled in pretty good offensively, but he had a misplay in the field, in left field, in the first game against Arkansas State, and that's why it was good to have Christian Turner back yesterday. But, the UTA team coming into town this weekend, I don't think they're a super powerful team. I mean, they did beat TCU, which is something Arkansas didn't do, but I think their pitching is going to be okay, and I think the guys like Dossett, who has struggled early, will probably start improving. Who their midweek starter is going to be a question between Lee and possibly Tate McGuire moving forward. But I'm going in a lot of different directions to say I think the pitching seems to be pretty solid, but they got to get a few more guys hitting.
Yeah, in 2 weeks from tomorrow, Mississippi State comes in for the first of 10 SEC weekends. So you think, well, we got time. It's just February, end of February. Well, you're 2 weeks from your league opener.
Right, and it's coming at you fast. And Kozel out for yesterday. Souza, he played third base on Tuesday, and then he played second base yesterday. Well, he had an error in both games, and I think they were both. I know that it was a throwing error on Tuesday, and I'm pretty sure it was also on yesterday. So. You want his bat in there, but if you're sacrificing something defensively, then maybe you go back to the first iteration, Brumbaugh at shortstop, Pompey at third, Kozel at second. So they have a lot of things to work out. I mean, even when Ruiz comes back, is he going to be getting on base at the same level he did before he went out with this tightened hammy. Or whatever he's got going on. But anyway, yeah, it's coming at you fast. And even though I like their pitching rotation and their depth of their pitchers, you got to be a little bit better hitting team and just be more bit disciplined. They have too many.
Did we lose Tom?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right. Hey, Tom, last thing. Combine this weekend. Tom and I were joking earlier. I know Mel Kiper had some positive things to say about Talon Green. Are you going to watch any of it? Is there anything that you're going to write based on some of the guys, I guess 6 of them this weekend?
You know, I always catch the combine as it comes. Like, I might be at a baseball game, and then I'll put on the NFL Network and just watch a little bit, maybe catch a 40 time or something. But it's just kind of hit and miss because there's so much action on the schedule that you're at another event or usually doing something when the combine's happening. So I will definitely plug into it when I can, which I'm sure is the same with a lot of you guys.
Yeah. All right, Tom, we'll leave it there, man. Good stuff, and we will chat next week.
Sounds good. See y'all.
All right, our visit with Tom brought to you by Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental. At the entrance to Riley Farms, they provide every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family, from general dentistry to braces to implants and cosmetics. They also do custom snore guards. So if you're getting the elbow in the middle of the night to roll over or go to the couch or go to the guest room, let Dr. Sparkman and his team talk with you about a custom snore guard that will get your jaw in the right place to eliminate that snoring and also help with your sleep apnea as well, so you get a better night's rest. That's Valley Family Dental. Go to valleyfamilydentalpractice.com. Call them at 226-3500. By the way, mention you heard it here and get $300 off your snore guard. 479-226-3500 or valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Christian, you mentioned this earlier. Tommy, I don't know if you saw. So we brought up the Razorbacks made 13 straight field goals last night. That's a positive. Well, kind of like last year in Providence, Rhode Island, St. John struggled. 24 straight missed field goals for the Red Storm last night as they lose 73-40 against UConn.
I think when they get in the NCAA tournament, that's who they are. Like, they're going to play bad.
They did. Their last made field goal was with 17:28 left in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, credit. UConn is a good team, but I just don't see how St. John's, that style of play, is going to elevate them. I mean, it's like the same team as last year.
You were talking about flow. You want to talk about a game with no flow? The round of 32 matchup between Arkansas and St. John's. Now, you won, and you take a win any way you can get it. But that was one of the grossest basketball games I think I've ever watched. And specifically from St. John's perspective, who couldn't throw it in the ocean that game. Last night was even worse.
You don't show up to a game to not see the ball go in the hole and to see 56 free throws. That's what we saw last night at Bud Walton. Is 56 free throw attempts. That to me just doesn't create a great contest for 40 minutes. And that, when the ball's not going in, it's hard to not play the game in the mud. And it was kind of muddy last night. It's down in the muck, as you like to say. And that's the way A&M wants to play. But I thought in the end, Arkansas beat A&M at their own game last night. They got up and down the floor, the transition points, the steals. Arkansas played 7, A&M played 11 players, and A&M looked like the team that was tired at the end of 40 minutes.
Yeah, and Arkansas still wasn't turning the ball over that much.
To have only 9 turnovers in a game that's played the way that game was played, it's kind of amazing.
I can't remember where it was, but I had the number of turnovers that A&M typically forces a game, and it's more than 9. And Arkansas consistently, we asked the question earlier, it's like, how do you beat Florida? One of the ways you beat Florida is they're a good transition team. You don't turn the ball over. That's a strength of Arkansas. Arkansas ranks, I think, top 3. I think they're number 3 in that category. Darius has got the best assist-to-turnover ratio in the SEC and one of the best in all of college basketball. You just got to hope that holds water. We were talking about hitting threes and Malik Ewan and Nick Pringle stepping up, but you'd love to see them in that single-digit turnovers come Saturday night.
You don't want to see Boogie Flan go off.
Yeah, he had a good game.
Definitely don't want that.
He had a good game last night. I wonder from his vantage point, does he press? Like, we talk about Arkansas players pressing, going up. I don't think any of them are going to press in Gainesville, but I wonder if that could help Arkansas if Boogie's pressing a little bit to shine Saturday night against his former team. You would hope that. You would hope it goes your way. from that vantage point. But I think they've only won. I want to say they've only won one time in Gainesville since like '94. It's been a while. Like they don't win many games down there. I'm talking about Arkansas. So hopefully,
No, you're right. They over the last 30 years, there's not been but a handful of wins. So I mean, it has not been. It's probably been the most unfriendly place to the Razorbacks in the entire conference.
And think about like Lon Kruger, '94 Final Four. Billy Donovan, 2 straight national championships. Todd Golden, national championship. It's not like they've had bad teams when you've gone up against them. At least you don't have to play Kayvon Allen,
yeah, that's
who,
true.
for whatever reason, could be averaging like 12 points a year and then would score 31 against you. The former North Little Rock native. Just on cue every single time.
Yep.
Every single time like clockwork.
All right, tomorrow morning we're going to be live at Arkansas Children's Northwest. One of our favorite events of the year is to be a part of their give-a-thon, and we are proud to be there. Going to be there all day with the morning rush, halftime, Ruskin and Zach helping raise money for something that's really important to our community. So go to hitthatline.com, click on the give-a-thon link. You can give now at hitthatline.com. Tonight we will stay at the Inn at the Mill. It's convenient to everything in Northwest Arkansas, and it's just a few minutes away from the Arkansas Children's Northwest facility. At the Inn at the Mill, you always get a big, oversized suite. It's got plenty of room to spread out. I like it's got the couch and the coffee table and the desk and everything in the room. So if you need to do some work, need to spread out some paperwork or spreadsheets or reports and work through that, you've got room to do that if you're on a business trip. If you've got family in town and they're staying there, there's room for everybody to gather and be together in one room for just some enjoyment and fellowship. A great breakfast to start the day, and most importantly, conveniently located right off the I-49 Johnson exit. That's exit 69. So call Jennifer this morning. She'll get you set up with a reservation. Makes it easy and friendly. 479-443-1800. 443-1800 or online at inatthemill.com.
SEC standings, we'll tell you what's going on there. Arkansas tied with Alabama. They've got the tiebreaker over you. What's going to happen these next 3 games? We'll get into that and more coming up here on a Thursday.
Arkansas will improve to 21-7, 11-4 in the SEC. Big showdown with Florida in the swamp coming up. They still are.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got trophies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Once people tried Taco Bell's new Lux value menu with 10 decadent items, all $3 or less, including the new mini taco salad, an edible bowl filled with succulent seasoned beef and dressed with a lavish chipotle crema, they started expecting everything to be as Lux. You're wondering which is the mini taco salad for, aren't you? Taco Bell's new Lux value menu, 10 extravagant indulgences, all $3 or less.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for, only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com, RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH25 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Well, the game might be over, but the night usually isn't. You're still hanging out, still scrolling, still looking for something fun to do. That's usually where I end up on MyBookie. I'll go from sports straight into the casino. Same account, same balance. What I like is it never feels quiet. There's always something happening. Cash drops, tournaments, live dealers. So you're not just playing, you're part of the action. Head to mybookie.ag now and use promo code HOGS, and you'll get a 300% deposit match up to $750, which gives you plenty to play with. Game night, late night, everything in between. MyBookie's always on.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. You yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
Arkansas will improve to 21-7, 11-4 in the SEC. Big showdown with Florida in the swamp coming up. They still are in the hunt. They still have an outside opportunity.
And we've kind of talked about it throughout the show. Beating Texas A&M last night, a lot of things have to go your way. You got to beat Texas next Wednesday at Bud Walnut 6. You've got to win this game this Saturday against Florida. You've got to beat the Missouri Tigers on the road, and then Florida's got to lose to Kentucky or the other team they play midweek next week. I forget. So technically, like you heard Dave O'Brien say there at the end of the telecast last night, you still have a chance, but it's kind of slim. It's a narrow path, but either way, you're locked in for the tournament. It's now just a matter of, hey, can you get as high as a 3 seed or a 4 seed?
You were out of the discussion for an SEC top 4 seed with a couple of weeks to go. Now we're talking about a narrow path to win the regular season championship. So, I mean, what a difference a year makes. If you win 2 of the last 3, I don't see a path you could finish any worse than 3rd. Alabama's got the tiebreaker over you, so you need some help with them. I'm not sure who they have down the stretch in their games next week.
Yeah, Tennessee Saturday. And
I know that, but I don't know who they've got next week. So, anyway, you need a little bit of help, but you're in a really good spot to finish 2nd or 3rd right now in this league.
Last night you referenced the Florida-Texas game. Florida beats Texas by 13. Alabama blows out Mississippi State by 25. Vanderbilt beats Georgia by 8. LSU beats Ole Miss in overtime. Double overtime, I should say, last night. So those were the games last night. Again, standings-wise, you're tied with Alabama. They've got the tiebreaker over you, and Tennessee's right behind you on that. So you're playing you'd still love to be that top 4 seed, and even if you finish 1 and 2 down the stretch, you still got a good chance. We'll see how those games behind you play out, but having that tiebreaker over Tennessee is going to help when it comes to what ends up happening for the SEC tournament.
Just win 2 of the last 3, and then we'll just let the chips fall where they may. I mean, honestly, I want to be a a 2 and Alabama a 3, and it doesn't matter if you're the 3 or the. I want to play those guys again in the semifinals. I don't want to be the
Another
4
crack.
or the 1. Do you want to be? Do you really want to end up playing Florida in a semifinal or Tennessee in a semifinal? Who do you want? You want another shot at Alabama, right?
And that would also give you the edge of if you beat them in the semifinals on that Saturday you're alluding to. The latest thing the NCAA Tournament Selection Committee saw was a neutral site game between the Crimson Tide and the Razorbacks, and Arkansas won. Again, under the impression if Arkansas was to win that game, that would be the last thing they saw when it comes, because that's the team you're compared to right now. You're not being compared to Florida when it comes to seed lines. Now, if you win on Saturday, that changes things. But right now, that's the team you're compared to.
But Vanderbilt's ahead of you in the net rankings. You're one spot ahead of Alabama at this point. But Vanderbilt's 17, Arkansas's 18 this morning, Alabama's 19, and Tennessee's 20. Florida, by the way, is number 6. So all of those teams, at least from the metric standpoint, are seen as almost even. So let's not forget Vanderbilt in this mix. I know we're talking about league standings, but when it comes to seeding and the body of work, they're still there. And I know Texas Tech doesn't have Toppin, and I know it's just net rankings. It's not everything, but Texas Tech is still ahead of you at 15. So, I mean, there's some opportunity out there to be, I think, a 4 seed. I don't see any path to a 3 seed in the big tournament for Arkansas.
The only way they'd get that is they won out, but that's not going to happen. So any feasible way, yeah, I'm with you on that.
All right, that's your SEC update. It's brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions, 2 locations. Sallisaw, Oklahoma is the newest place that they've opened up. Been there a couple of years, and in Fort Smith as well. Jackie is licensed in Oklahoma and in Arkansas. Whether it's family law and a divorce and those kind of issues that you're going through with custody or those battles in your life, or you've been in a car wreck, you've had a slip and fall case recently, maybe just a few weeks ago on the ice, maybe you've had a dog bite case. She's got over 13 years of experience dealing with insurance companies and dealing with making sure you get your wreck check and it's all handled and you're back to where you belong. 479-769-1505 is the number, 769-1505, or go to mocklegalsolutions.com.
You're talking about what a difference a year makes. I would not only contrast and compare what Arkansas basketball did this year, but look at Billy Richmond as a true freshman and then look at him now.
What he's doing is he's really working on the three-point shot in practice. And I'm having him, we do some shooting things. I'm having him do 2 of them. I told him, the way you attack the basket, you make a couple threes, how do they guard you? What, let you keep making threes? No, they come out and all of a sudden he's attacking.
I didn't check the latest SEC field goal percentage, but he went 8 of 13 last night, so I think it's okay for me to assume he still holds the league's best field goal percentage of any player that's playing in the SEC right now. 4 straight 20-point performance. Carter goes down, Isaiah can't play, and this kid has only stepped up. And keep in mind, not only is he doing what he's doing on the offensive end from an efficiency and proficiency standpoint, he's also a lot of times guarding the opponent's best player.
Well,
so
he's your best defender.
Yes, he is.
And he can guard 4 different spots.
He can. And he got a little jumpy last night. Can't do that on Saturday when you're going up against Hauk or when you have to play the 4 position and guard Condor or someone else. But that is a lot of times you exert so much energy on one end that you don't have it on the other. I don't know what he does conditioning-wise, but you got to learn about it because this kid, you have mentioned, you might have brought this up with Scotty Thurman last week. Like, that's the one player, and not that Darius couldn't play on Coach Richardson's team, or some of these guys couldn't, but that's the one you know would have no problem being inserted in 40 minutes of hell.
Well, he doesn't play like he's ever tired. When he's tired, he doesn't play tired and back off when he's fatigued, particularly on the defensive end. So that's why you know that he's reliable. He is a reliable defender for this team that's going to give it to you for 40 minutes or however many minutes he's in that game. So he doesn't look any different late in the game than he does early as far as effort.
Because Arkansas played, 7 guys last night, and Billy got 30, almost 34 minutes. So he played a good chunk. I didn't know if it was near 40 or whatnot. So they're still rotating guys, and Florida's got a deeper bench. That's something you're going to have to deal with. Missouri actually outscored him bench-wise last night, which usually the Razorbacks win in that category pretty consistently. He always seemed to win points in the paint, bench scoring, and fast break. He got 2 of 3 last night. But he's been a big part. And what he's done is he's adapted to his roles. Last year, he kind of took on the Devo-type role, come in, give energy. Then Carter goes down. He more of a scoring load while still holding on, like you're talking about, his defensive responsibilities.
But back to some of the sentiment, he can guard 4 different spots on the floor. So if he's got to guard someone and give up a few inches, he's good enough with his feet to do that. Probably, he's not going to be effective against a true 5 like Florida's going to put out there. But, I mean, you can ask him to guard whoever you need him to guard. And then you got the length of Brazil. I think we know where he'll probably end up defensively assigned on Saturday. But, you can count on Richmond. Even if he's undersized, he's going to get the job done.
Well, and the other thing about, so TB, first time I think we mentioned his name, the first hour, 35 minutes of the show, he's just quietly 11, 8, and 3. He's just kind of right around there typically. Last night finishes with 14 points, 3 assists, a steal. Didn't have any blocks last night, but 8 rebounds. And he knocked down a 3. He's just kind of hovering around double-double range these last few games. Like Cal was talking about Billy's 20 being the quietest of any 20-point performance he's ever seen. TB's like just quietly almost putting up a double-double each night. Yeah. But he's not getting the same level of credit that Billy is and Darius is. Even Malik Ewan, who had 7 offensive rebounds last night. But he's been as key a part of some of these recent wins as anyone on this basketball team. Just doing it very, very under the radar type.
Good plus-minus guy generally, and has a big impact on the game because he has that wingspan that deflects passes, blocks shots, gets in passing lanes, and in transition, TB is just lethal. Hey, big weekend coming up at Oaklawn, and it all begins today at 12:30 with first post time. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday have some big stakes races. On Saturday, the Razorback Handicap, a Grade 2 $500,000 race. Sunday's headliner is the Rebel Stakes. It's the headliner of the weekend, a $1 million Grade 2 stakes race, big Arkansas Derby and Kentucky Derby preps race. So be sure and check that out this weekend. The $750,000 Honeybee is on Sunday, and the $135,000 Pig Trail Overnight Stakes all on Sunday. So be sure and get to Oaklawn for this weekend. Download the Oaklawn Anywhere app. Take it with you. If you can't go, you can watch and wager on races not only at Oaklawn but around the country from the comfort of your tablet, your iPhone, or your computer with the Oaklawn Anywhere app. So if you want to stay at home, watch basketball, and bet the ponies, you can do that. Every dollar wager to get you points as well with Oaklawn. Use the promo code RUSH26 if you're signing up for the first time and get $200 in bonus bets. That's the Oaklawn Anywhere app, promo code RUSH26. Sign up before the big Rebel Stakes weekend. It all starts today at 12:30 at Oaklawn.
I saw this college football news tidbit that in terms of tampering, possible penalties from the oversight committee are being proposed.
Right.
The school's head coach would be banned for all football and administrative duties for 6 contests. That includes recruiting and team meetings. The school will receive a fine that's worth 20% of its football budget, and the school would have to reduce its number of roster spots by 5 for the next season. So you don't believe this has any chance of passing?
A, that sounds heavy-handed. B, they're going to have I just don't think they're actually going to do anything about it. I wish they would. I wish that was what they had passed, not proposed. Mm-hmm. But I just don't think the big boys are interested. I don't think the voices that get heard the most in Power 5 college football have any interest in stopping this because they're the most guilty.
All right. Well, never mind then.
So that's your thoughts on that.
I would have some. I tend to lean on you more than this because you know more about rules that could possibly implement it than I do.
Well, I mean, okay, 6-game suspension and 20% of your budget. Does that sound a little heavy-handed for tampering?
Wouldn't there be some bartering of some sort, like or back and forth, where they start high and then the coaches, ADs,
perhaps
whatever,
they're posturing,
start low?
To me, that sounds ridiculous. 6 games for a coach that may be making $13 million a year. They're not doing that. They're not taking 20% of anyone's athletic budget. They're not doing that. But there does need to be some real teeth in the penalty. 2-game suspension for the coach, $5 million fine. Now, maybe we can get this stopped. How do you prove tampering, though, at the end? Now, a lot of this tampering goes on electronically, but coaches are smart. Well, I didn't tamper. No one on my team. They'll have an intermediary do it. So, I mean, let's not act like even they pass rules and have punishments that it's going to completely stop. I don't believe in that. So, all right, we'll come back and wrap up the show here on a Thursday in just a minute. Gaston's White River Resort is preparing for a beautiful spring. Man, it's like spring out there right now. Temperatures in the 70s. Going to have a great weekend. How about get to Gaston's? If you're going to be in the neighborhood, if you will, north central Arkansas, around Marion or Baxter County, stop in at Gaston's. They're on the Baxter County side of the White River, just below the dam. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. So even if you're not staying at Gaston's, you're always welcome for, perhaps their Sunday brunch. It's a fan favorite. Stop in for one of their big, thick Gaston's burgers, or maybe a steak on Saturday night. They can do all of that for you at Gaston's. Every meal starts with the John Boat salad bar as well. Ask about spring specials for March. Get your special discount off lodging. Maybe spring break week is the time you want to get away for 3 or 4 days. Gaston's is that staycation here in the natural state you're looking for. 870-431-5202 is their number. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Hotline at 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive, serving drivers since 1946 and built on a tradition of trust.
Why isn't he in the equation in the player of the year in the country?
This is the Morning Rush.
The new Chicken Bacon Ranch Street Chalupa at Taco Bell. You can't get just one. Okay, so that's not like some marketing hyperbole. You literally can't get just one. They come in twos. So like, if you want just one, you're going to need to find a friend who loves slow roasted chicken, bacon, and avocado ranch sauce. Or a friend of a friend, or have an awkward conversation with a complete stranger to see if they're obsessed with chicken, bacon, and avocado ranch. Or you could just like eat them both because you're obsessed with slow roasted chicken, bacon. Okay, you get the idea. The new Chicken Bacon Ranch Street Chalupa is at Taco Bell. At participating Taco Bell U.S. locations for a limited time while supplies last.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Dental emergencies do not wait, and neither should you. At Valley Urgent Dental, they're here for you on the weekends, whether it's a broken tooth, a painful infection, or a crown that's come loose. Dr. Kendall Roberts and Dr. Doug Terry are ready to help. Why wait till Monday? Call 479-235-5655 now. Valley Urgent Dental is located at 5505 Uper Lane behind Golden Corral in Fort Smith. Valley Urgent Dental, emergency dental care when you need it most.
Being a father doesn't come with a manual, but you don't have to figure it out alone. Invest Fatherhood is a program of Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center, and our Man Up classes bring dads together. This is a network of fathers building stronger families one step at a time, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. If you're ready to be the dad your kids need, man up, step in, and join the brotherhood. Invest Fatherhood, a Heart to Heart program. Strong fathers change everything. Call Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center at 479-452-2260 to sign up today.
All right, you're all set with a coat and scarf. Bundling up?
Yeah, it's freezing out there.
Want to bundle up some wins?
Wins?
It's the $5 bundle from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. It's Powerball with Power Play, Lotto, and a free natural state jackpot ticket, all for just $5.
Wait. 3 chances for 3 jackpots for $5? Bundle me up.
Ask for the $5 bundle today. Must be 18 or older to play. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
When our community needs someone to step up, Lindbergh Real Estate Group steps up. As a presenting sponsor of Champions for Children Give-a-thon, supporting Arkansas Children's Northwest, Tara Lindbergh and her team are invested in the families of Northwest Arkansas. And when it comes to selling your home, they step up there too. With over $1 billion sold, a full team of experienced agents, high-octane marketing, and even a cash offer in as little as 72 hours. Lindbergh delivers results. When it matters most, trust the team that shows up. Go to LindberghTeam.com. LIMBIRD team.com.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about. A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Take your tax refund the extra mile with a road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle at Rath Auto Resources. We've been working around the clock to beef up our inventory, and we're proud to say this is our best, largest selection of road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles ever. With so many to choose from, price to sell, and backed by a comprehensive warranty, there's no reason to settle for less. Come see why your friends and neighbors voted us the River Valley's #1 pre-owned car dealer, and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
We're hiring some great people. I'm a Kentucky fan. I'm not calling to bash you guys. I'm really not.
I just say what I want to say, and if you don't like it, you can hang up on me.
Hey, guys. Hey, Tommy. How was your weekend?
All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years.
We deserve a voice, and thanks to sports radio like y'all have, that's the only way we can get our message out.
Since 1946, no pressure, no hassle, just tradition.
Good morning. How y'all today? If you don't mind, I'd like to talk about something, get you guys' opinion.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963. The celebration starts now.
1-2. It's punched by Aloy, going to drop short right center field, bringing Helfrich around third. Heading for third is Robinette. He falls down, and the ball is deflected away by the second baseman. Engskov recovers a jump throw to third, and Reese gets in there.
That was the only run scored in the Arkansas win over Arkansas State yesterday, 1-0 in Baum Walker Stadium. Left several guys on base, and just kind of a gritty win, one-hit performance for the Razorbacks, 13 strikeouts between 3 pitchers, and now you got UT Arlington coming in this weekend. 2 weeks from conference play, starting Friday. Like
8 games starting this weekend. 3 with UT Arlington, Oral Roberts, and a one-off. 4 with Stetson, and then it's Mississippi State on Friday, March 13th. What could go wrong? Nothing's been right since they messed with that armadillo.
Yeah, that's what Christian. We had a text from Uber Dan. Yeah, the armadillo. Dang it!
It's the curse of the armadillo, right?
Cam got sick. The team got sick.
Yeah. Don't mess with the armadillo. They got leprosy. This team could have leprosy.
Yeah.
Isn't that what we learned out of that armadillo deal?
Misdiagnosed.
Leprosy.
It's not the flu. It's leprosy.
It's leprosy that they have over there. Hey, fishing's great. They can fish in, Lake Norm out there. But, fishing this weekend, I've been hearing really good reports. I don't think there's probably a lot of crappie in that lake out there. But at your regional highland reservoirs, whether you're going to Washita or Table Rock or Bull Shoals, crappie fishing's been real good. Bobby Garland baby shad's what you need to take along. Monkey milk seems to work better than any, but there's a variety of them that you can look at. But be sure and have the Bobby Garland baby shad along for your next crappie fish. I know I was talking with someone been to Washita and had caught some like 3-pounders. Found them a honey hole. So, I mean, that's some pretty good-sized slabs right now coming off of Washita. Try your luck with the Bobby Garland baby shad. Find it at lurenet.com. Bass Pro Shops, Walmart are your favorite local tackle stores everywhere. It's the Bobby Garland baby shad, and then just bring me and Ty some crappie fillets, and we'll fry them up.
You know what the bummer is about last night?
What's that?
As the game concluded, you got one more chance to watch this kid in person.
Yep, it's against Texas, too.
And I say it at home. I should specify, because this team's going to the tournament. If you're traveling to Nashville, you could watch it there. But like you said, it is against Texas, a team that's kind of on the bubble right now. Probably going to get in the NCAA tournament. It's a 6 o'clock game next week, but you only got in the back of my mind, I'm just kind of thinking to myself, it's like, man, he just played his second to last game at Bud Walton Arena last night.
Mm-hmm. And I would love for there to be a path. I mean, we can start talking fantasy. That in this NIL world, you never know. You come up with enough money, and he enjoys the experience, enjoys playing here. I just don't know how his stock could get a heck of a lot higher than what it is right now.
Cal's not going to let him stay here. Cal's going to
but we can fantasize for a little bit. But I mean, that's the thing with Cal. You just reload. I'm not saying there's another Darius Acuff coming in, because what we're watching is special. Enjoy it, like you say. But in this NIL world, you can at least hold out that 1 in a million chance.
Well, here's Cal on him last night.
Darius has got ice in his veins, would you say? Nothing phases him. He just, whew.
This was brought up in the broadcast. One of the reasons that Jordan Smith is now committed, I guess he's signed, can't remember or not, the phenomenal 5-star, top 3, number 1 guard, depending on where you look, it's because of the season Darius Acuff is having. And he's watching this kid play in night in, night out. I was like, man, I could maybe put myself in that position too under John Calipari. And he's not the first one. I mean, Darius came to Arkansas because Cal's had numerous SEC guards that have been outstanding. Derrick Rose at Memphis and various other players over the course of his. But that is, I know, one of the reasons that he cited that he's going to end up in Fayetteville next year. One of the things I have liked, like J.J. Andrews, and I think Touré was here, is when the kids are actually on campus in the midst of a season. And I know these kids have their high school playoffs and stuff coming up, but I do like when I think they introduced J.J. at halftime at the Tennessee game, if I remember that right. I think that's such a cool experience for them, getting to watch where they'll get to play the following year.
Yeah, and you mentioned that 2, 3, 4A, or A, 2, 3, and 4A all started regional play yesterday around our state, and then the 5 and 6A finishing up conference play. You're right, state tournaments are next week around the state. One in Farmington will be the 5A, and you'll get to see J.J. Andrews play there. So if you have not seen him play, that would be the place to go do it.
You get a chance to. Which
I believe that they're 6A or 7A in football, but
correct.
5A in basketball.
That's right.
Gets a little confusing, but he'll be at Farmington.
Well,
that's where that state tournament is.
They went now. You're the high school guy of the show. Does the private school rules apply to basketball too, or is it just a football?
No, it's everything.
Okay, well they're going to move up because if they win another state championship, they just won one last.
I think
year.
I'm right on that. I don't think
sound-
he'll be at the 6A's in Bryant. If it's not at Farmington, to be at Bryant.
Every time I see,
And I should know, but I don't work a lot in that part of the state.
every time I see a box score of him, he's got like 36, 12, and 10. Like it's just his box scores right now are insane. And it's
He's in 5A because I know some of the games they've played in this year. Like Bologna was one of their bigger games. That's not a 6A game. So that will be at Farmington.
Scott, going back to the Darius Acuff Player of the Year conversation, he feels like, or I guess it's Jordan Smith saying he's going to Arkansas because Duke already got a guard, and Arkansas feels like paid him big. That was something that Cal was pushing for last night, that Darius should be in the Darius is in the Player of the Year conversation. I just don't think he's going to win.
Well, but here's the thing. We hear Cal say it, so then it becomes the gospel. And now if he doesn't win it, somehow he got the shaft, Arkansas got the shaft, everybody hates Arkansas, it's Jimmy Dyke's fault, it's the ref's fault. It's, Cal's doing what he's supposed to do, which is promote his player, respect his player, believe in his player, promote his player. He's doing all those things. His voice matters. But, there's a lot of players like Boozer. Like you said, if Toppin hadn't been hurt, that'd be another one. There's some really good players out there in consideration for Player of the Year in addition to Acuff. Be thankful he's in the conversation. We should be thankful we have this kind of player here in a freshman year to be in that conversation. Incredible.
Yeah,
but I'm with you. I think it's Boozer's to lose.
It's statistically, Darius is like when you just stack him up against Shea, Devin Booker, Ulyss, Derrick Rose, go down the list of Cal great guards that he's had. I mean, statistically, he's either at the same level or better than a lot of them. Now, still got postseason, regular season games, 3 regular season games left, but it is a special season that he's put together. Unfortunately, as we could get closer to next Saturday, the regular season portion is coming to an end. Hopefully, he pulls out something even more, because who's to say that we haven't seen his best performance yet? I hope that he's still holding that in. Some people say it's Alabama, but I'm hoping somewhere. It doesn't have to be. He doesn't have to score 50 points, but just all in all, to put together a type of performance would really help Arkansas in the dance.
All right, special day tomorrow on the Morning Rush. We're going to be live at Arkansas Children's Northwest. Our show presented by the Lindbergh Real Estate Group, by Colorworks in Barling, and by River City Coatings in Van Buren. Special day that we go beyond sports to help a great organization in Arkansas Children's Northwest. If you feel it in your heart to give, you can do that today or tomorrow. Go to hitthatline.com and click on the Giveathon link and donate whatever you want there.
All right, that's going to do it for us here on the Morning Rush. For Tommy Crabb, appreciate Christian Johnston stepping in for Cole today. I'm Ty Richardson, halftime. Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Big Steve, staying put. Coming up next.
Whether you're fishing for cold water bass on Beaver Lake or Table Rock,